There's something I haven't messed with in a while. So I'll just put this pulley on top because someone else, I've seen a video someone else had one. They used a Chevy pulley for a Chevy pickup. Lol. I used a Datsun L20B water pump pulley. So all I gotta do is cut a notch in here. Hang on, yeah, notch that way. Wait a minute, yeah, notch that way. Because I'll be winding it that way. And I've got myself a pull start. Because you don't seem to get a pull start on anything bigger than an 8 horsepower or 8.5. Unless it was like from factory. I'll tell you what, the world really went to pack the day they took pull starts off the stationary motors. Because now you can have a dead starter motor, which I have in this case. Needs a really big battery to turn it over. Like a car battery. Which means that that's got issues. So yeah, you either have a dead starter motor or a flat battery and your whole day's ruined. You lose hours, doesn't matter what it is. Lawnmower, auger, seed super unit. You just, the day they took pull starts off, ruined the world. Seriously. Although it keeps the battery and starter motor companies in business. So I just thought I'd cut my muffler box open. Because I wanted to see what was inside. And I've got to take, well, I haven't measured it yet, but I've got to take some material out. So as that I can make it narrow enough to fit in the new mower. So that's not going to be too hard to modify. Because that's the actual muffler side. And I cut it right on the join there. But it's actually decent sort of material to weld. So if I could square that up again and cut it and weld the thing, I might have to shorten that baffle. But I'm not going to do that until I know how deep I need to make it. But I want that baffle to still bottom out on the other side. So it has to pass gas through the holes to muffle it. So yeah. That's the idea anyway. That's actually quite heavy, that muffler section. So yeah, alright, I'm going to go and find some measuring tools and maybe do some line drawing and some squaring and see if I can cut half an inch or so off of that. Well, work out what I need to cut exactly. Doesn't fit, so I had to either destroyed it or made a new one, or made something else. So I thought I would seeing if I can cut that up. So that'll be something. Well, don't knock my shoddy welds. Well, no, you can, because it's only a cheap $200 welder. And it got pretty thin in a few spots. Hence the big weld around the corner there, because that's where it burnt through. But I believe it to be sealed. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Focus, damn it. But the muffler part internally is done. So that's a modified muffler. That'll fit now. I just gotta let that cool down. And I'm going to modify the heat deflector. That's my heat deflector. Gotta be careful what I touch, everything's still hot. Focus. There we go. So yeah, I've got to just shimmy that up so as it fits. And then we'll be jobs on. I reckon I saw some smoke off my finger. And yes, no, I haven't finished my bench yet because this don't cost me money, except for power and Well, unless I run out of MIG wire, then I'm in trouble. With everything else going on, I have not had the money for a bench. So, it's still not done, and I just got a piece of MDF that was left over from somebody else's project. Yeah, just to work off of momentarily. So yeah, I've even pulled my vise off the other bench up in the other shed. There's both halves of it there, in order to mount it here, ironically. In preparation, you know, like marking, drilling, I might have to weld some bolts to the bottom or something. Or I could just drill some holes and use some dynabolts like I did in the wooden bench. That worked alright. It's a bit dodgy, but it held. Anyway, I'm going to go and test fit this once it cools down. And then see what I got to trim off of this old girl. Shouldn't leave that on there, else it'll get hot. And then I won't be able to touch it. And yeah, I might go run this under some water. So, after some cutting and some welding, and I'm not going to shorten these because I don't need to, because they go right through and bottom out anyway. I cut this and it just goes around the engine, around this mount here, which won't matter if that gets hot, because, well, who cares. I'm a little sceptical as to whether I'm going to get the bolt through for the hinge point. I'll show you why on the other one that's together. Focus. Because, yeah, okay, here's the bolt that I'm talking about, and the hinge point, because this is an 8 horsepower, and now there's a 12, and hey, things are a little bit bigger. So, yeah, and of course you can't use an 8 horsepower. Oh, that's loose internally. Hear it? Anywho, you can't use the 8 horsepower muffler on the 12 horsepower engine. So, you know, like I've cut that much out, so it was essentially that much bigger, because it comes right out past here normally. But if I can wiggle a nut in or alter this mount, it might be a little bit easier. Nothing that I've put together tonight can't be undone. So yeah, back to this behemoth. A notch in there somewhere later on, and then yeah, some VB cord. That's me fuel tank that actually come off of this engine. No, off of this, the engine that came with this, which is trash. I don't need that anymore. Under the not yet assembled bench, you go. And not only that, this is the tank that's supposed to go around here on the other engine. Doesn't matter if I take that plastic shroud off for the starter motor or anything like that, it still won't fit nice. So it's good for testing purposes, which I'll use it for. I'll strap it in here somewhere and run it in, and yeah, it's got a throttle on it, which I don't think it had the last video. Only thing is, it's going to have a choke you're going to have to pull and hold to start it up. So for the pull starting side of things, I'm going to have to work something out there. Put a little piece of something there that I can latch it into the on position to give it its first 2 or 3 pulls. Should only take 2 pulls. That one over there I can start on 2 pulls. So sometimes 3, but usually 2, guaranteed on the 3rd, even after it's sat for 6 months, as long as you've ran the carby out of fuel prior to storage. That is the main thing. Out for now.